What is the state of America's health?
We're in some trouble in 2021 in terms of America's health. The obvious big factor is the last year of dealing with the pandemic and the coronavirus. Never before is it more obvious that the rising rates of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, inactivity matter terribly. We used to worry predominantly about heart disease and cancer, which develop maybe 10 to 20 years after a period of poor lifestyle choices, poor environment, poor access to healthy food. But now we don't have to wait 10 or 20 years. We can get a virus that can put us in an intensive care unit and kill hundreds of thousands of us. So never before should there be a unified, really primal scream that there should be as much effort to build a wall and build healthy grocery stores and build access to walking paths and ban vending machines and fast food restaurants and poor quality processed foods, but we have to substitute and find a way. You think about literally the trillions of dollars we've spent in the last 12 months in this country, and almost not a nickel of it is actually getting to make America healthier so that they are more resistant, more resilient to the virus. So we need a unified scream. You know, we're broken. We've gone down a bad path since fast food restaurants popped up and big food companies have dominated the scene. And we got to take our health back or there won't be as many of us. And that's happening rapidly.
A recent study claimed vegans have more bone fractures. Is this true?
Well, I am in my 44th year of eating a whole food plant-based diet. I'm in my 31st year of cardiology practice. I mean, I'm real about this topic. It's a wonderful choice for the environment to be vegan. It's a wonderful choice for the animals to be vegan. And for the humans, you have to do it a little carefully and not without some planning. And the planning is to emphasize whole food plant-based, not processed, not junk, not fast vegan food. They can be a tiny treat once in a while, but pretty rare. And the other is to be knowledgeable that there are some nutrients that are deficient in a meat diet. There are nutrients deficient in an Asian diet. There are nutrients deficient in the Mediterranean diet. And there can be nutrients deficient in a version of even a healthy whole food plant-based diet. So getting enough vitamin D, whether you're just eating a lot of mushrooms or fortified foods, getting enough vitamin K2, very important for bone health. Very difficult to get with just plants unless you're eating natto or natto soybeans, which are available, but they're just not talked about much. Or you supplement, and you supplement by intelligently picking a vegan multivitamin that might provide some of these bone supportive and bone friendly activities and nutrients, or you just one by one read a little bit and fill them in. So I think we take a amazingly good diet and make it a little safer and better with some supplementation. Not every vegan medical doctor agrees with that. They think it sort of denigrates the argument that this is a great path for overall health. But I don't. I think it's just better when you measure, replace, and optimize. Bone health is also about physical fitness. And sometimes in the vegan movement, we don't talk a lot about weight-bearing exercise, wearing weighted vests for bone health, stretching, yoga, a lot of body activity to keep your bones healthiest. So yes, there is, mixed data. The most recent study raised a bit of a concern. These are database studies. These are observational studies. They all have their structural weakness to them. But we should be a little concerned. And I advise patients, build strong bones. Take at least vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 as a combination with your whole food plant-based diet.
Can we really prevent heart attacks and strokes with diet and lifestyle?
Yeah, there's no question we can prevent heart attacks and strokes with lifestyle. Even with less than a complete whole food plant-based diet, there's pretty compelling data in the last decade that 85% of heart attacks and strokes can be avoided by 5 simple steps. And these come from research studies. Don't smoke, walk 30 minutes a day, eat more than 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, not 4 to 5. Drink plenty of water, 3 to 4 glasses of water a day. Stay active, And actually, although I don't encourage you to do this, drinking a glass of wine a day comes through these science studies as a consistent, supportive, heart-friendly activity to lower the risk of heart attack. Now, I don't think 85% reduction in heart disease is enough, and I'm an aggressive cardiologist. I want 100% reduction in stroke and heart attack. So I add in, on top of your lifestyle, on top of your whole food plant-based diet, you should get a heart calcium CT screening scan done. Most communities that cost about $75 to $100. Some communities it's free. Some communities still charge more. You often need a doctor's prescription. It's a 10-second CT scan of the heart calcium CT scan. Most people aren't whole food plant-based for 44 years like I am. Most people are for 6 months, 6 years, and there may be some serious heart disease already that they're carrying around, or there may be non-food related reasons for heart disease and stroke risk, like genetic inputs. And the other thing is to get some extra blood tests. Don't be a whole food plant-based eater and don't go to the doctor. Or order your own blood test, but certainly know your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, know your homocysteine level. It's possible if you're low in vitamin B12, your homocysteine level is elevated. That's bad for your arteries. It's bad for your sexual health. It's bad for your brain health. Know what your lipoprotein little a, that's a form of cholesterol, that's genetic. I have patients that are perfect whole food plant-based eaters and they've had a heart attack because of a genetic cholesterol called lipoprotein little a. So you have to go in eyes wide open. It doesn't mean the diet isn't amazing. It means that diet isn't the only factor that prevents heart attacks and strokes. It's a very important one. Obviously, smoking, fitness, good sleep, stress management are the routine lifestyle measures, but there's even more advanced ways. I think we can really reach close to 100% stroke and heart attack prevention with lifestyle plus some simple, inexpensive, this isn't an elite program. It's inexpensive to get a heart calcium CT scan. It's expensive to have a heart attack. So it's much better to be up front around age 40, 45 and start checking your heart periodically.
Do you recommend bariatric surgery?
I have not had a reason to recommend bariatric surgery in years and years. I do have some associates that are in town and are very good at it. One of them that I tend to refer to has actually written a book about whole food plant-based eating. It's called A Pound of Vegetables a Day, I think. So I like to refer to him because the patients might hear more than just me about lifestyle and diet and attempting to move forward. Yet obesity is a horrendous and horrific problem. It's not about shape or shaming. It's just about diabetes and joint disease and heart disease and dementia and cholesterol and blood pressure and early death. So the attack isn't only with optimal diets. We have recent data that even more profoundly show that the best plan to lose weight is a whole food, plant-based, naturally low-fat diet, even superior to a Mediterranean diet for healthy bodies, healthy weight loss. But if you're 150 pounds overweight, it just simply may not do it. You may have to address abnormal sleep patterns, trauma, psychological issues, stress, emotional issues in your life, and you may need more. Now, there are some new and interesting diabetic medicines that are leading to rather significant weight loss. They're expensive therapies, but at least they're just a weekly injection. Surgery is a much bigger deal and isn't easy to undo. So I would put surgery very far down the road, but I wouldn't put it off the table if somebody's suffering the consequences of obesity and just can't find a path to deal with it. And I feel for those people that are trying but just don't see the results.